All right, folks. Glad to have you here. We're going to hang around for just a couple of seconds while we watch attendees start to connect. We'll go ahead and get the list populated a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and get this show started. For the people who are starting to trickle in through the door here, we're so glad to have you. We're so glad to talk a little bit about communication and languages. And, you know, even when things are tricky and complicated and not what we expected this quarter, it is so very cool to be able to still communicate with all of you. So we're going to give it just a couple more seconds here. Look and see who we've got on the list. Hello, everybody. And I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, my name is Aidan Hinshaw. I've been teaching speech for the Department of Communication and Languages. I'm going to be kind of emceeing this event today, just making sure the trains run on time, making sure things run as smoothly as possible. Just like this quarter is a little funky for you guys having to join in online at this U-Days event, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants too, but hopefully things go well and we can share some good info with you. Just as a heads up, so later on, we're going to be giving a tour of our facilities so you can see a virtual walkthrough of our film and television area, of the building that we usually hold classes in, and also of the Black Box Theater as well. So you get to see some cool stuff as we continue on. We're also going to be answering your questions. So at any point, if you have questions for us, make sure to type those, and we'll be answering some throughout, and we'll also have a dedicated question and answer period at the end of our time together. Also, we're going to start a poll for you right now, see whether we can get some questions answered, get your feedback on a couple of things, and try and connect with you a little bit. So if you want to fill that out, that would be fantastic. And just hit the raise hand button if for some reason you can't see that. That should be popping up right about now. And just scroll down, fill out those answers, and give us a little sneak peek at who you are and what you're interested in. So without further ado, I think we're going to move into some introductions, just so you know who all the people you're seeing on your screen are. And since I'm already talking, I'm going to real quick introduce myself. As I mentioned, I'm Aidan Hinshaw. I've been teaching speech. I graduated from the communications department in 2017, so it's been about 3 years. And it has been amazing to come back and teach. And I realized, I thought once I got out of school, no way I'm going to go back. I'm going to go work in industry. And I realized I just missed the classroom too much. So I'm really glad to be here, glad to be talking to you today. And I think we'll go ahead and move next to Linda, our department chair, Dr. Crumley, if you would.
Hi, I'm Dr. C. I'm the chair of communication and languages, and I get to work with all these lovely people. And that also means I get to work with you. And we want to make this experience at Walla Walla University as useful and productive as possible, because we want to take your interests and help you grow and help you be to the point where you can shine. That's our purpose. I have a PhD in communication studies from the University of Texas at Austin, and I teach communication classes, quite a few different ones, everything from speech to communication theory to communication research, interpersonal, multicultural, even media and culture, and sometimes others. And I love teaching communication. In John chapter 1, it says that Jesus came as the Word, and I don't think that's accidental. He came as the Word because he created us, and he also came as the Word because he recreates us. And we use words to create our own worlds as well. And they're fascinating to study, so interesting. I do love to do research, and if you have an interesting research idea, I would love to connect with you, because God is always teaching us things that we do not yet know. And research is one of the ways he does that. In my office in CTC 116, I have a dream book, and I love to listen to students and to hear your dream goals, and then I take notes. And when someone later calls and says, I need a person to do this, I'll look in that book and I'll see if your dreams and their needs match up. It's so much fun pulling people together. I enjoy that. So I look forward to getting to know you When you get to campus, be sure and stop by CTC 116, sit on our famous red couches, and say hi. I'll look forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will just advocate the couches. I know that I'm supposed to be spending my time teaching, but there are days where just sitting on the couch for a little bit is exactly what all of us need. So next up, let's see, Nancy, would you be willing to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Nancy Semitek. I head up the strategic comm area of our department. I have a PhD in humanities and culture with a diploma in creative writing. And it's really recent. Last January, I defended and passed on the same day, which is really super exciting, right? I'm one of these people, I raised my children, and I was working at Walla Walla at the time. And I went back and finished my PhD just a couple of years ago. So my PhD is really, really fresh. It's in humanities and culture. I have a diploma in creative writing, which is another exciting thing. My academic areas of expertise are writing and creativity. I'm listed in Who's Who Among America's Teachers, which shows I've been around long enough to maybe have a little bit of mastery of teaching as well. You might be wondering what strategic communication is. Well, just like business, which is an umbrella term to describe jobs in a variety of business-related professions like accounting or marketing, or even a business reporting for a news network, strategic communication is an umbrella term. And it's meant to include jobs in a variety of communication-related professions like public relations and marketing and advertising, social media account management, and even corporate communication. In the last decade or so, traditional communication fields have overlapped with new media technologies. And as the media have taken advantage of these technologies, we have come to use a really broad term called strategic communication to cover that area of communications. And what I recommend when you think about strategic comm, think STEM plus the arts equals strategic communication. It takes skill in both of those. Strong STEM plus the arts. And again, what you have is strategic communication. Students develop core skills in writing, editing, storytelling, even some basic design. And we graduate students with strong workplace skills in writing, speaking, and creativity. Our students have strong writing skills. You might write a press release, maybe develop marketing copy, maybe manage a Twitter account. And regardless of the specific task, writing clear, concise, relatable messages is a vital skill that you learn here at Walla Walla University. Speech and presentation skills. You might have to deliver a presentation or pitch a PR campaign to a local business. Again, understanding how to connect with an audience in a compelling and persuasive manner. A vital skill, one that we teach you here at Walla Walla University. And then creativity skills. Our students across the department have to come up with creative ideas, create stories, maybe in both print and visual form. So you learn to lean into your own creativity and, more importantly, how not to burn out. So those are some really important skills. Students tell me, in life, you're going to have good days, bad days, overwhelming days, too tired days, I'm awesome days, I can't do it days. And the pandemic kind of has really leaned us into that, hasn't it? And every day that you're a strategic comm major, you'll still show up because you love what you do. Graduates tell me that we live in a time of mediated messages. And a lot of it is being in the right place with the right time, with the right skill. And I talked to 3 recent grads, and this is what they told me. Number 1, boy, am I glad I paid attention in your class. There are people who work in my department who have been here for over 20 years, and my boss requires them to pass the work to me so I can proofread, because I'm the only one in the office who knows AP style. And another student told me, tell your writing students that I've written countless features and articles at my job, and I don't even work in the marketing department. Having strong writing skills is a must, and it's pushed me into a bigger role at work. And last, student who said, make sure your social media strategies class knows I got my job because my boss needed a competent person to create a social media fundraising campaign. I can literally point to your class and say, that's how I got hired. So in the end, I hope that one day you'll be a strategic comm major here at Walla Walla University. And we know over the course of 4 years, you're going to have good days and bad days. We hope you have way more good days than bad days, and that even on a bad day, you'll still show up because you love what you do. And that's our students here at Walla Walla. And we really hope that you'll be among them next year.
Excellent. Thank you, Nancy. I think we'll go ahead and roll together the rest of our intros with some of our information about programs. And don't worry, Dr. C, I'll swing back around so that we can hit Global Comm as well. But next up, let's talk just a little bit, get an introduction from Jean-Paul and a little bit of information about French at Walla Walla University.
Hi, my name is Jean-Paul Grimaud, and I have been teaching here for the last 20 years. And my journey has been very exciting. And I think that I do embed my own experience and my own teaching and my own field. My journey took me from a tiny island in the Indian Ocean through France, Switzerland, and here. I have been here for the last 20 years. And I can tell you that studying a language will unlock doors that you have no idea where they will take you to. The language is that technology, that built in subconscious way that you perceive and categorize things in the world because of how you were raised without knowing that you are doing it. It's that tool that defines and impacts your taste and actions. And if you want to study engineering, study a language along with it. You will be a better engineer. If you want to go for communications, you will be an excellent communicator. If you want to study business, studying a language along with it, whether French, Spanish, German, whatever language it is, that will make you into a better businessman, a better dentist, a better doctor. We really strongly encourage you to study a language. That's something that is maybe not taken into account, but it will enrich your life and unlock doors that my former students have been on their own journeys that are exciting today, and they keep telling me about it. So that's it. It's not just about me, it's about you. It's about what you will decide to study this coming fall. So I look forward to see you on campus, face to face, not without a mask, I hope so. And God bless. We'll see you in September. Bye.
Thank you. And staying on the theme of language, Alma, could you talk a little bit about yourself and Spanish?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Alma Alfaro, and I have a PhD from University of California at Santa Barbara. And I came here I've been here since 2004, right out of grad school. And I have a PhD in literature and with an emphasis in women's studies. And I teach all levels of Spanish from the beginning, intermediate to advanced classes, and also literature of US Latino literature. And just like Jean-Paul Grimaud, my colleague, we encourage each and every one of the students to study a language because it will open up a different worldview for you. And our majors in Spanish and French are not just Spanish and French. They are majors in business, engineering, and a lot of our students go into dental school, medical school, and engineering and law school because they see the potential in knowing another language. And also remember that you don't, nowadays our new generations, they like to travel a lot, and many of you will not stay here put in the United States. You might end up somewhere in Europe, or in Africa, somewhere in Latin America, where that language, knowing another language, is gonna make you a great asset. And thank you again for joining us.
Thanks, Alma. Let's swing back around to global communication with Dr. C.
Okay. Are you a person who likes to do a lot of different things? Do you like to keep your options open? You may be a global communication major. Do you want to understand life from a variety of perspectives? Like our language people said, learning a new language is one that will change the way you see the world and open it in different ways. Do you want to see new places? Go to do new things, find new ways to help? You may be a global communication major. Global Comm is ideal if you want to keep your career options open, carve out your own dream jobs, and create new ways to solve the world's problems. Perhaps you'll travel to Greece or Jordan to help the refugees. I know global communication majors who did. Perhaps you'll serve in the Peace Corps anywhere around the world. I know global communication majors who do. Perhaps you'll be an ambassador, or maybe a foreign service officer, or an English teacher, maybe in Korea. I know global communication majors who've done these. Perhaps you'll work with an international business, making sure different cultures can communicate well. I know a global communication major who does. Perhaps you'll go to fulfill the gospel commission as a missionary. I know global communication majors who are doing that. Our global communication degree is not settled to one particular language, but you can learn a variety of different languages or settle on whichever one you like, going perhaps through our Adventist colleges abroad and getting a chance to study abroad as you learn. So if you're a person who wants to do everything, and especially if you love to travel, take a serious look at global communication as a major. As Augustine said, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only a page. A global communication major is a ticket to an interesting, full, and rewarding life. Come talk with us about it.
All right, excellent. I just want to shout out a couple of additional people I'm seeing drop in. Hi, so glad that you could join us. We're in the middle right now of some faculty introductions and a little bit of information about our program. Just a reminder to everyone that you can feel free to type some questions. We'll be answering those throughout. We'll also swing back around and have some dedicated question and answer time at the end. I'm also going to tell you, we got the poll results back. And what I'm learning right here is that you are overwhelmingly a lot of night owls who prefer cats over dogs and are religiously using Instagram. So that's good information, tactical information for the department. We're glad we've collected that from you. We promise we'll use it responsibly. Now let's go ahead and get this show back on the road and talk a little bit about cinema, religion, and worldview, and learn more about Linnell as well.
Hello, I'm Linnell Ellis, and my passion is using media for God's kingdom. So the Cinema, Religion, and Worldview program is actually a master's degree that we have here at Walla Walla University. And like Dr. Simituk, I also recently received my PhD, or earned it, or whatever we want to say, in communication from Regent University, and really focus there on many of the things that I'm teaching in the master's program in Cinema, Religion, and Worldview, where we look at the intersection of telling visual stories and how to use visual media really well, along with the foundational principles of our religious and spiritual life, and then how we use those tools to tell people the most important things in a way that they can relate to in their culture, and that's where the worldview part comes in. So really bringing these three things together in this master's degree. And you might be saying to yourself, why is she talking to me about a master's degree when I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get a bachelor's degree? And I'm doing that because I want to pique your interest in what you might do later in the future, and also let you know that we are working on the possibility of a 4+1 program, which would mean you could come take a 4-year program and add 1 more year on and have a master's degree as well. So that's something that's still in the works that we'll find out the answers about pretty soon here at Walla Walla University. Also, this is an online program, So I do a lot of my teaching online, although we get together for intensives in this master's degree a couple of times, actually 3 times throughout the process of learning for a couple of weeks. Also, I do teach some classes to undergrads as well, which I really enjoy, because outside of this particular unusual quarter where we're doing everything online, it's my chance to actually be in the classroom and interact with students, which is one of my favorite things to do. And some of the classes I teach are filmmaking essentials, which is an introduction to the whole filmmaking process. I teach media law and also the media and culture class. So just that on speech sometimes as well. So when Aiden can't take everything. So it's just a lot of fun interacting with you, interacting with students. And I'm looking at this list of names of people who are listening and watching right now. And I see some familiar names there. Somebody who goes to my home church in Bellevue, where I used to go my whole growing up time. So I see you there. And also, I'm just going to say hi, Connor.
All righty. We're shouting out names individually now, so just remember, you could be on the spot at any moment. Anyway, thank you, Linnell. We're going to go ahead and shift on over to the dynamic duo in charge of our drama program. Jerry and Kristen, go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about drama.
Hello, I'm Jerry Insee. I have a Master of Fine Arts in Directing from the University of Portland. I teach directing and sometimes drama writing, and normally end up directing at least one show during the year and producing most of the others. As you do three major productions each year.
I'm Kristen Taylor, and I was a speech major and a drama minor here at Walla Walla, as well as I got my master's in organizational leadership. So it kind of fits within everything. But yeah, we're really excited to share a little bit about the drama program, because we have a minor as well as we have full shows as well.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about how the drama program works, what type of stuff you do, classes that you offer, just some of the details.
All right, so yeah, with the drama minor, you do acting, directing. One of the nice things about being a rather small program is that you get the chance to be hands-on in any and every aspect of the theater production, everything from box office to directing a show, which you will not find at a lot of other schools. We're rather unique in what we can offer with that. But one of the other nice things about the drama program is you do not have to be a minor to participate. And I think that's one of the unique things about our program is that we get everybody, theology majors, engineering majors, English majors, all across the board, and product design majors. Everybody gets involved. And that's one of the really cool things about the drama program here at Walla Walla.
We've been celebrating one of the longest running programs in Adventist universities, and this next year will be 60 years. So we're really excited to celebrate that with the program. Yeah, and like you're saying, it creates this unique opportunity where, like, clear across campus, you'll have different people that you get involved with that you may never otherwise encounter. So you can kind of just like participate, grow your skills, and it doesn't just have to be the acting part. It might be that you're looking at lighting or sound or stage or set design. There's a whole bunch of different ways to get involved with it. So it can really be well-rounded and complement both your interests, but also maybe what you're planning on doing in the future too.
Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare wrote that all the world's a stage. And the truth is that the skills you learn in drama are applicable to all jobs and majors. Drama provides not only a creative outlet, but it also teaches you important life skills. Being involved in drama, you're going to quickly learn the importance of teamwork and collaboration. No show is going to succeed without that. We also learn the importance of a shared goal and how working together towards that goal often results in a greatness well beyond anything we could accomplish on our own. So theater provides a sense of belonging as well. And we find that a lot of our students end up making lifelong friendships from the people they encounter being involved in drama.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, how many shows have we been involved with over the years together? What was the final number we came up with?
Oh, I don't remember, but I think between the two of us, we've probably been involved in over 50 shows.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was somewhere in the range of 50 or 60 between the two of us. So we absolutely love the drama program and kind of the experience part of it, the skills that you learn, the interpersonal skills. That was kind of a focus I had in my undergrad was interpersonal and nonverbal skills. And so you can really implement the skills that you learn both on relationships, how to speak and tell compelling stories in a way that that's a huge part of how businesses even run nowadays, is being able to really like tell a story and keep people's attention in that, but also playing a character. It may be that you're interested in the writing side of things, so the drama writing part of it, and you can really express yourself in that way too. But you're learning a way to think critically in a professional setting, and I think those skills really start to set you apart that you can develop when you're working with theater.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think we're going to go ahead and move along here. Let me look at my list so I don't lose my place. And talk to Jerry Hartman. We've got two Jerrys. And we're moving on to the second one now to talk about film and television.
Thank you so much. My name's Jerry Hartman. And I just want to say, even before I finish my introduction, we have strong collaboration with our drama theater program. And one of the things, if you've watched the virtual U-Days tours, is just going through kind of the costume and prop area. And we have access for all of our students to be able to check things out for their films also. So it could, you know, all the props and wardrobe can be used either on stage or on films. We also collaborate with acting, finding actors. Last year we collaborated and we had, I think, 40 to 45 roles cast one quarter, so it was really fun to do. I have a Master's of Fine Arts in Digital Cinema, and my background project, kind of my passion thesis project, was working with community-directed documentaries in Suriname. But my interest in filmmaking goes well beyond documentary, and I just love getting into how the technology of storytelling impacts the kinds of stories we tell. And when we're communicating this visual message, how can you do that and do it in a compelling visual way, in a compelling story way, and something that the audience is going to watch. If you have any questions at all, feel free to jump into the Q&A and post them there. I would love to see questions as I can continue chatting just briefly about this. Our program is very broad. So we do introduce you into kind of the traditional kinds of filmmaking, television, even a tiny bit of radio as far as on the audio side. And we also have a little bit of room to explore new media options as well. The industry is still intact. All the old jobs are still there, but everything else is also adapting to this online way of communicating. We can distribute visual messages to anybody instantly. How do we do that professionally? How do you take your interest in visual storytelling and filmmaking? How do you craft that into a professional outcome that you can use? I'd like to tell you just a little bit about, some of the alumni in our program. We have alumni that are still working in that traditional outlet, so TV and radio. We also have students that have just kind of hit the curve where aerial filmmaking kind of took off. It's really hard to get into right now, but when they came out of the program, we started introducing some of those concepts and topics into our program, and it's one of the tool sets now that you're required to know kind of as you move through the program. But they hit the wave just right, so they're into aerial filmmaking down in Los Angeles and head of an entertainment division of a company. They've worked with like the Masters and done some pretty big projects. We also have people that just love to work with the kind of Hollywood style of filmmaking. If you want to be centered in a big production area, we do have some choice in our degree. So for electives, you could stay at Walla Walla University to finish those up. and you could choose wide variety of classes kind of in your interest area that relate to filmmaking, or you could go to the Los Angeles Film Studies Center. So this is set up with a coalition of Christian colleges and universities, and you would go down to LA and you would spend a semester there. Even though we're quarter system, you'd go down there for a full fall semester, and you'd spend 15 weeks with other Christian filmmakers from around the US. And you would do that in a way where you're actually working 3 days a week in a major internship, and then also doing classes there at Los Angeles Film Studies Center. So that's an option. You can either stay at Walla Walla University to finish up your electives, or if you have that dream to work in Hollywood, you know, the best place to be is right there on the ground working on internships, so you're starting to meet people. And we have that built into our program. One other element I'll just point out that makes us a little bit unique, especially in the Adventist system. Our filmmaking degree comes within the communication department. And I really like that about our program, because we are always crafting our messages in a way where we're going to communicate something to the audience. And regardless of the background of filmmaker, whenever you craft a message, you are putting into another person's mind some ideas. And you have to decide, what do you want to communicate? How can you go about doing that? And we hope you'll do positive messaging, something that will positively change the world. And I just love that our department incorporates that. And so you'll have a strong basis of communication core. One of the classes you'll take right away is from Nancy Semitic, Creativity and Communication. And it's just really a great thing to think about. If you have a job where you're required to come up with creative ideas all the time, how are you going to do that when you're stuck, when you have no ideas? What do you do? So that class will really help you just think through, when you have to be creative all the time, how are you going to do that? So we have great collaboration within the class and within our department. I also want to talk about the Bachelor of Science. So some degrees are Bachelors of Fine Arts, some degrees are Bachelor of Arts. This one is targeted more towards a professional filmmaker. So a Bachelor of Science degree means that you have a few more credits that you place towards your major interest area. And that allows you to have some additional electives in the major. It allows for that Los Angeles Film Studies Center program. So if you're interested in that kind of as a way to be on the professional end of filmmaking, that's why we do the Bachelor of Science degree. And I know a lot of people ask that. One other element that I'll just mention before I get to answer a question here. When you think of filmmaking, you might fall in love with it because of the technology. So some people are just attracted to that side of filmmaking. And that's great. We try to incorporate technology in appropriate ways to tell the story. But you also might fall in love with it because you like the storytelling side. You want to be that writer, producer. You might fall in love with it because you just love working with the people. You like changing and translating that script to screen. And so maybe you want to be a director. We are a broad program, but once you get into your upper division courses, we try to have very collaborative projects where you are more targeted into a certain role. So this last quarter, we had a student that was producing about 5 films just because he wanted to take more of that producing responsibility on. So it's just a great thing that we tried to build into our program. The industry itself is kind of historically, one way to get in is to start from the bottom and apprenticeship your way up. So we've tried to work that into our program. I have specific areas in the undergrad program where we've designed these collaborations, even between different classes, where a junior and senior works with a freshman and sophomore on some of that mentoring apprenticeship style of work. So if you're interested in creating compelling messages that are artistic, also, creating some kind of change, hopefully positive change. And if you're interested in learning about that and doing it in a way where you have access to gear and doing it professionally, we'd love to have you. And I look forward to, interacting and answering as many questions as I can. Looks like there's a comment here. Are there a good amount of acting opportunities in the film and television program or in the LA Film Studies semester? So you can act as much as you want. Actors here around the university, most are volunteer on the amateur side, although we've pulled in actors from Tri-Cities who, you know, have acted in some pretty large television shows, still just volunteer. But yeah, they do great work. If you want to be an actor, you'll get all the work you want. And if you go to the Los Angeles Film Studies Center, you can work in their major productions for that semester in whatever roles you want to be in. One of the possibilities is to take acting as a class here from like Kristen Taylor, but also go to the Los Angeles Film Studies Center and take an upper division acting class. So I'd love to answer any more questions. Feel free to pop them in there, and yeah, let me know what you think.
Excellent. So yeah, again, don't forget to get those questions in. We're always happy to answer those. Just as a reminder, we're going to be going on a tour here in just a moment of the department. But before we do that, I want to talk to the young bunch, the staff in the department. That's Liam and Ari. And we're going to get a little introduction here just so that they can say hi. And then also we're going to talk about the student experience, our experience as graduates, because we've all recently graduated, and hear just a couple of short clips from some students who are in the program right now. And Linda, did I see you raise your hand?
You did. One of the things that we didn't have on your list, I'm sorry to say, is the AS program, which is in pre-speech language pathology and audiology. And if you are a person who is interested particularly in how the human body creates communication physically and in ways to help folks who are having trouble with that, you may be interested in becoming a speech pathologist or audiologist. And the AS program is a 2-year program that sets you up to be able to enter right into Loma Linda University's speech pathology program. So if you're interested in that, please come talk with us about it.
I know a lot of speech language pathologists, and I have not met a single one of them who doesn't love what they do every single day. So it's a cool program, and thank you for remembering. So let's swing on over to Ari and Liam. If I could just have you introduce yourselves real quick, and then I just have a couple of quick questions about your experience.
Hi, my name is Liam O'Reilly. I am the office manager for the Communication Languages Department. I graduated from this department in 2018, and I just loved it so much, I came back. I also work for our local TV station, so you might be able to guess which of the programs I took as a student. I was in film and TV. I worked a lot with Jerry and, frankly, most of the other professors as well. And one thing I can tell you about being a student in this department is that all the things that the professors have mentioned so far about the program, they mean them. It's a very creative space. It's a very collaborative space. You're learning to work with all kinds of different people from different walks of life, different skill sets. And just through that collaboration, you are networking and you're building your own skill set. And so this department, everything about communication, whether it's language learning or if it's learning how to tell a story through visual media or for the news or whatever it happens to be on the stage, you are learning foundational skills because we as people, we communicate. And that's important whether you're in a board meeting or if you're sitting at a typewriter. And if you own a typewriter, I'm highly jealous. Yeah, I can tell you, I've learned a lot about troubleshooting as well, specifically in film and TV. If you're not a naturally technological person, then you're going to learn how to be very fast. But I think that's true with a lot of these programs, is that they will teach you to solve problems that you otherwise would not have known how to do. So.
Thanks, Liam. Ari, who are you, and what'd you do in the department?
Right. Hi, I'm Ari Yates. I work as the Production and Facilities Coordinator. That is a long title for me being a Jill of all trades. So I manage our social media. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, go to comlang.wwu. I also manage computers and our facilities, which you will get a tour of in a few moments here. And I graduated from the program with 2 majors. So I graduated with a communications with an emphasis in film and television and a Spanish major. So I also went abroad. I went to Spain for a year, and like Jean-Paul and Alma mentioned earlier, knowing a second language definitely changes your worldview, definitely changes you as a person. I can definitely say that I am different than I was before I went. And yeah, everything everybody else has said is just as true.
Thanks, Ari. So I think I'm going to share a quick video here, a couple of quick videos from some of our current students, and we'll get those playing. Let's see. Click the button.
Hi, my name is Esther Taylor, and I'm currently a junior strategic communication major at Walla Walla University. What I love about the Communication and Languages department is being able to work in the Communication and Languages office. I've been working there for almost about 3 years now, and it's been a blessing getting to know Linda Crumley, the chair of the Communication Department, as well as getting to know the other office workers and Liam O'Reilly as well. Really kind people, and it's been a blessing getting to learn the skills I'm learning that will help prepare me for a job in the workforce. And so it's been a blessing just being able to be a part of the Communication and Languages Department family.
All right, and we have one more video here from Mary.
Hey guys, my name is Mary, and I am a student at Walla Walla University in the Communication and Language Department. If you were like me, when you started college, you did not know what you were going to study. I ended up taking a class called Creativity and Communication, and I fell in love with the content and what a degree in communication will offer me. My future career, I want to enact positive and significant changes in this world, and in my opinion, the best way to do this is through a degree in communication. I hope to see all of you next year at WWU.
So I'll just go ahead and second what I've heard from Liam and Ari and Esther and Mary in the videos there. I had a really phenomenal experience at the university. It doesn't feel like it's been 3 years since I graduated. It feels like it's gone by that quick. And I'd say the biggest thing I got from being in the department is the fact that I can actually do what I love for a living. I thought I was going to end up having to compromise a little bit, find something for a career that was good enough. And in communication and languages, I discovered that I can do exactly what I love for a living. And I, even better yet, can do what I love with, people who are supportive and fun to be around and easy to learn from. So I appreciate the department for that. With that in mind, and the department itself, so far, just this invisible force behind the scenes, let's actually take a look at the department that we will actually be attending classes in. That's a complicated sentence. Don't worry about it. We'll take a quick little tour. Ari is there with video. And as you can see, that's the CTC, the Canada Technology Center. Ari, do you have a microphone right there so you can kind of narrate our tour a bit?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Great, perfect. Okay, so this is the outside of the CTC in the front. There are 3 doors. There's one in the middle there and this one, which I will go through. Everything's kind of locked down at the moment, but here we go. Okay. So this is where you would go to get to our main office, which is right here. This is Communication and Languages. This desk here is where Liam usually sits. So just imagine Liam there. This is Linda Crumley's office, Dr. Crumley. And these are the red chairs that the red couches that everybody was talking about. A lot of students usually come in, yes. A lot of students usually come in here and hang out, and they get a cup of tea or some snacks that we usually have. So it's a really enjoyable space to hang out if you just have a break between classes. Out here is where we have some of our information on the different degrees that we offer. There's some candy, some information about ACA and our Cinema Original Worldview program. So a lot of info here.
While you're headed down to the film studio and the black box, since we're running just a little short on time, I wanted to remind everybody that we want you to join us later on for the final session at 7, which you can register for right now on the main university webpage. So don't forget to do that. We're also going to be sending out a final poll here to see whether you'd like to connect directly with a professor in the department to talk a little more about where you're headed and where you'd like to go in your academic career. So that'll be released here soon. And Ari, take it away.
Okay, we are now at the black box. So show you that. Oh, and it's locked. So we're going to go into the green room first. This is our green room. This is where some of the film classes happen and some other classes as necessary. And then through here is the black box. So sometimes there are risers and chairs set up in here, whether it's for a show or for an activity or any of that. We have black curtains all the way around and some lighting up there. And plays happen in here once a quarter as well. So back through is the green room. And then in here is...
Filmmakers have access to the black box to do productions as well?
Yes, and then this is our TV studio. So we have a lot of sets here. I'll go one by one. This set here is used by Blue Mountain Television, which is a local station in town, kind of like 3ABN, if you're familiar with that, but just a local version of it here in Walla Walla. This is our UView set, which stands for University View, and it is a student-led interview show. We have 4 hosts, and they usually bring on a guest and they talk to them about something interesting. This is a new set that we are currently designing. So not entirely sure what this will be for yet, but it'll be used in classes, I'm sure. This is our green screen, which is very huge. You might get a chance to use that if you take After Effects and Animation or any other classes. Through here is our checkout portal where you would get all of your film gear checked out to you. And then through here is our audio room. So if you're interested in audio production, this is where it happens. These are where the classes take place. And then I will take you through to the lab where we have all of our computers. And it is also locked.
Alrighty, well, while Ari is getting that door open, since we are rapidly approaching our end time, wow, that sounds really dark and dramatic. I didn't mean that. It's just the end of our time. I just want to remind you that if you have additional questions for us, you can contact us. Any of the professors would be happy to answer additional questions. If you'd like to schedule a face-to-face meeting, go ahead and do that. And unfortunately, we are running short on time for additional Q&A now. But again, reach out. We are always happy to answer questions.
I just wanted to add, you can always contact the office at commlang@wallawalla.edu. So that's just COMMLANG @wallawalla.edu. And you can find our phone number on the website as well. Just search Communication and Languages.
Excellent. Thank you, Liam. Ari, where are we?
Yes, we are in our lab. So this is where we have all of our computers that you will use when you take Intro to Filmmaking. And this is where live video production class happens, and this is where Blue Mountain Television happens, and UView. And yeah, we have this board here that changes the view, all of that stuff. Yeah, that is our tour.
Awesome. Thank you for jogging all the way down the hall and dealing with locked doors, etc. And thank you so much to everyone currently viewing this meeting, participating. We're glad that you could be here, and we really hope that you can find a place in Communication and Languages. We will be so excited to see you here, and we hope that you can join us. Again, reach out if you have questions. We'll always make sure to answer those. And I think that's about time. So have a fantastic day. Don't forget that final session. Register on the main university page, and we'll talk to you later.
Hope to see you soon.